So last weekend, big YouTuber SteveWillDoIt took it to Twitter X to slam and trash Brendan Schaub in support of Dana White's response video in regards to the UFC 300 criticism that he received. SteveWillDoIt tweeted, "Dana White is a top-tier human. Brendan Schaub, you're a effing goofball. I thought you were a former UFC fighter. You failed at comedy and you can't even talk UFC, right? Brendan Schaub is a loser." SteveWillDoIt proceeded to tweet this: "Imagine being a former UFC fighter and get introduced by Dana White as a podcaster. LOL, Brendan Schaub, loser." And finally tweeting this: "Brendan Schaub, more like Brandon Slob, hashtag loser." Fast forward, Brendan Schaub goes on to his Schaub Show podcast that Monday, crisp morning in Calabasas, California, of course, to talk about who the hell is SteveWillDoIt, because Bappa has no clue what he does. But is that even true? Because one thing we know that Brendan does correctly is he lies, and he lies again. SteveWillDoIt, who is he? Brendan Schaub claiming he has no clue what he is or who he is, or oh really, dude? Well, check this out.
What's it? SteveWillDoIt. He came at me on Twitter. I was like, what? I don't pay. I couldn't tell you what he does. I guarantee you SteveWillDoIt is cage side because the UFC, they're partners with him. He's going to toss his shoe in. Anybody that knows him tells me he's a good guy. I don't know what he does. You and SteveWillDoIt are boys. You guys had a falling out. You didn't get together for like a few months. You guys are barking at the wrong dog here. You're barking up the wrong tree. You went down to Miami, didn't visit him, didn't stay at his house, hurt his feelings. Again, I don't know what he does. SteveWillDoIt. Yeah. He posted this thing of his, do you know who he is? Couldn't tell you what he does. Man, it's not that I'm cocky or anything like that. Black belt in jiu-jitsu, Golden Gloves champ, top 10 in the UFC at one time. It doesn't make sense. I run 3 miles every morning, bud, 4 a.m. This will not end well for you in any facet.
You're barking at a wrong dog. B is a show dog. Yep, add it to the list. The birth of a new Schaubism. You know, one of my favorite Schaubisms? Well, it would be this one. There is no baseball in crying. I mean, God, I laugh my ass off thinking about it sometimes. Brendan has no clue what he does. He has no clue what SteveWillDoIt does. But he instantly wanted to set up an influencer boxing match as soon as he heard Steve called him out. Let me get this straight. So if Steve runs 4 miles at 3 a.m., that makes him more badass? While Petey Pee-Pee Stains probably ran once like 2 weeks ago. Now he's a runner again. Classic Bappa. There's no way in hell Brendan Schaub runs 3 miles a month, let alone every morning. I believe that the smidgen of truth to this one is that Brendan Schaub talked to a guy about potentially running a charity 5K, and it gave him a dopamine release for 3 seconds, and then he proceeded to never follow through on it. He recalls this event happening just last week when it was really a little over 2 months ago. But I think I'm barking at the wrong dog, because one thing I never understood about this doorknob named Brendan Schaub is he always says how he never fights, that he's so kind and friendly and nice, would never consider putting hands on anyone, etc. Then when someone calls him out for being a dick, he always says the same shit. "Oh, I'm a black belt, Golden Gloves. I'm a UFC heavyweight, bro. That doesn't make sense." As if the only reply is they would have to fight. Just because someone says you're a dickhead doesn't mean it has to end in a street fight. You can just argue and talk shit, you know? Especially when you constantly go on about how nice you are and would never fight. What the F is he talking about? SteveWillDoIt isn't saying he could beat you in a fight. He's just saying merely you're an ass. And so the other day on the Fighter and the Kid podcast, Brendan, well, it turns out that SteveWillDoIt is a big fan of your boy. Yep, that's right. Brendan Schaub spinning the narrative once again. Take a look yourself.
Bro, remember Chin on Monday? I was telling you about that SteveWillDoIt guy who went really bad on me. He was like defending Dana, and I went dark a little bit how I can kill people. which is out of character for me, and I apologize. Me and him connected. We talked. Oh, you did? Yeah. Okay. Because him and Bradley are super close, and Bradley texted me. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna connect you with Steve."
And when you talk to him, I'm sure he's a great guy, and you guys get along. And
he was like, "Oh, dude, I watch your podcast. Like, fuck, you're actually a good guy." He's like, "I was drunk, man." He's like, "I was just firing off at the mouth."
I love it.
He goes, "I'm sorry, man." He was like, "I didn't mean it."
Good for him. That's a man.
And I told him, I said, "I get it, dude. It's all good. We're more similar than we are, you know."
Of course. Good for him.
Brendan Schaub threatened to beat up Steve in this 12-minute long tirade, which we'll all watch in a moment. I'll speed it up 2x. You're welcome. It's amazing that all Steve had to do was watch a few The Fighter and the Kids to magically become a big fan. I bet everyone cheered too. I guess two drunks do make a right. Threatening violence is out of character for him when it's literally what he does every time someone says something about him. Name the waters be. And now they're brothers? Me and him connected. What Schaub means is he read Steve's sarcastic apology tweet apologizing. And now they're best friends and basically talk damn near every day. Hell, Papa's kids call him Uncle Steve now. And it's so cringy watching Brian Callen just sit there and glaze, the biggest goon I've ever seen in my life. Like, why is he scared of Papa? Is The Fighter and the Kid money that good? Does Brendan's wife send him bunghole pics or something? I don't know. I just don't understand the relationship and dynamic between these two. But then, of course, Brian Callen needs the paycheck to help cover his alimony and child support. He's also loyal to a fault and can't break ties with old friends, even after they've become this unpleasant. Now it's time to show the 12-minute tirade, which I'll cut down to 6 minutes for you by putting it on 2x. Again, you're welcome. Brendan Schaub's about to dust off the old skill set and go in on Steve Will Do It. So let's go ahead and check it out right about now.
So we have mutual friends, so I don't know. It's like, I get it. You defend your boys. I respect that, but you're barking up the wrong tree. Maybe he just saw that clip and just like that. Be like, this thing's terrible. And I wasn't blown. So he's like, oh, fuck this guy. You know, and there's, the other guys are just podcasters. Have a background. So there's stuff you can go after. Yeah, I was at world champion. No, I'm not Kevin Hart or Joe Rogan. So you can poke stuff at that. It's like, oh, you just don't know, blah, blah. Failed comedian. Oh, buddy, you don't know comedy. You don't know comedy. That doesn't work. From your outside perspective, I'm not at Kevin Hart or Joe Rogan or Sebastian's level. No. Does that mean I failed? Fuck. Then 99.999% of comics fail. If that's your level, then yeah, all of us are failures for about 5 guys in the world to ever do it.
So he's just being a dick, you think? Or
I just think he's young. He fires off. And also and this isn't a knock on anybody, but maybe Ariel's more famous than me. But you can't really you can't knock Ariel. Oh, you failed in this fight, not, no. Or you failed in comedy. Like there's no, you can't call Ariel failed. That doesn't really work. Failed journalist, that doesn't work. So and those other guys, I assume they don't have a background, right? So take Ariel out of it. I'm the easiest target. I have an extensive background in football and fighting and comedy and podcasts. Like there's a lot there. I do a lot of content, but I just think he's ill-informed. I have no resentment towards him. I get it, dude. You're backing your boy, which I respect. But even Dana type, nah, they ain't the move, man. Me and him are cool. There's other people you can go after. It's just, it's not the move.
That sucks.
It doesn't. It does. He's young. I don't know what he does. But also, and he's not the only one. I assume he's just protecting his boy. Like the other people that do it, it's like, oh, but you're not going to get ringside tickets defending Dana. Like he's good, dude. He doesn't need it. He's good. Me and him are good. You guys don't need to do this. Yeah, with Steve, I have no issues with him. He seems like a good guy. Anybody that knows him tells me he's a good guy. I don't know what he does. Maybe he's just ill-informed. But I'm easy to find. Super easy to find. Super easy to find. And we have a mutual friend in Bradley Martin. I text Brad yesterday. I talk to Brad probably once a week. Brad's a close buddy of mine. Help me out, with my energy levels and peptides and all. Like Brad's my guy. Yeah. Absolutely adore Bradley. He's the fucking man. And he's best friends with Steve. So there's a mutual friend there. So I'm easy to find. You can get my number from Bradley. If there's something going on that I don't know about, you're so upset, I can meet you at Zoo Culture, whichever location you want. We can meet there. We can talk about it. If you're so mad, we can go in the back room and figure it out. You sign papers that you're not going to sue or anything like that. We can figure it out. No, I don't. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's how this goes. Never do that. But I know what you're saying. No, but I'm saying if he's that mad, it's like if he wants to, we can figure it out. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
But you would never. I know you would never.
No, I don't want to. He seems like he's small too. I don't. So it doesn't I don't come off as a bully. But remember, he came at me. So it's like if you're that mad, that's an angle. I'm down.
Yeah, if he wants to make content.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, if that's the angle you want to go, it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
No, none of it. But none of it does. Like even coming at me, to defend Dana, it's like, no, we're good, dude. You don't know the context.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he said, but I mean, that's kind of messed up that he is going after you.
It happens all the time. But again, and it's not a bully thing. It's not a cocky thing. I think why it doesn't bother me, obviously I get a lot of it. It's like I've never, ever, check the receipts. I've never had anybody in stand-up, podcasting, the MMA community, whatever community, trucking, car community, nobody that's ever come after me. I've never been worried if you locked me in a room with them, how it would go. I've never had a single person on this earth come after me that I couldn't beat up. And that's just facts. This isn't a bully thing. This isn't a cocky thing. So I think that's why it doesn't bother me, because I know Steve, or I know insert comic or insert podcast or insert whoever it is from anything that I do that talk shit about me. I know if we were in the same room, you would not talk to me that way. It's never happened. I've been doing this a long time. It's never happened. I'm easy to get to. I'm around, man. It's never happened. Because social media, it's not real. You don't, like Steve or whoever it is, they don't view me as a person. They see the accomplishments or the failures, and it's easy to fire off. You would never do that in person.
Yeah.
So I go, yeah, I'm older too, so I'm like, I get it. Man, it's not that I'm cocky or anything like that. Black belt in jiu-jitsu, Golden Gloves champ, top 10 UFC at one time. Like, and that's cool, but it's nothing to brag about. Like when you, like whoever it is out there, when you were busy, I don't know, doing cake stands and chugging beer, and whatever your thing was in college or whatever it was, I was learning jiu-jitsu. You could have easily done that, been a black belt. Like I'm not bragging about that. Just when you decide to focus on this thing, I was focused on this thing. Just so happens that thing, when it comes to hand-to-hand fighting, I will fuck you up. Unless your name's Francis Ngannou, Gordon Ryan, Tyson Fury, I will fuck you up. So that's why like people are like, oh man, they hate how you deal with them. Like, oh, because I beat them up. Like at the end of the day, take away everything. Social media, lawsuits, how's it gonna look here, take away camera, all that stuff. At the end of the day, when shit hits the fan and the social media's gone and cameras are gone and you're locked in a room with another man, how's it keep the same energy? And I know how the energy's gonna go. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been in rooms with people who hate me. They're the nicest people to me. Oh, dude, that thing you did was so dope. They don't realize I know what they've said about me, how they feel about me. And what do? Kill them with kindness. I would never. Would never. Would never. And these are just facts. These are just facts. Now, we can live in a world where these YouTubers and the guys like Steve, his buddies around him are going, oh, dude, you should fight him. Oh, dude, I don't know, dude. He got knocked up by Nogueira that time. There's that world that lives on social media and YouTube. That's not real. That is not, you cannot fight. I promise you cannot fight. Maybe you can amongst your boys and the YouTubers. Cool. That's not real, Bubba. This will not end well for you in any facet. This is the real world. You will get severely fucked up. And that's why I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, unless your name's Francis, Gordon Ryan, or Tyson Fury, I'm okay. So that's how I deal with it. People ask me all the time, how do you deal with it? Oh, I'm good because I know it's not real. Because if we're at a dinner party or at another party or even a UFC event, whatever it is, everyone's friendly to me. It's never happened.
Yeah.
Now, you might have this false sense of reality where your buddies are in your ear and, oh, dude, I don't know, dude. He blew his hamstrings out just running that time or whatever they tell you. Oh, dude, remember that one time we're at Florida State and you knocked out that kid? Dude, if you landed that on Schaub, that's not real. I will snap your neck whenever I want if it came down to it. That's real. And that's what I'm trained to do. And no, I'm not out of shape. No. I'm at my fighting weight. I run 3 miles every morning, bud, 4 a.m. I will fuck you up.
I don't. This might come off as like you're seeing like you want to mess up, but I
I'm saying I don't. I'm saying no. Take Steve out of that's.
Yeah.
Me and him, I'm cool with him. I like the guy.
Me and Case have known you for. I've known you for so long. You don't want to fight people. You don't. You don't want to hurt anyone.
No.
It's just like if people keep coming at you and they keep talking smack, and when they meet you in person and they really want to do something, don't do it, dude. You're gonna mess up.
There you go, Chin.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
And I know you've dealt with this so much for the last few years, so I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
but you're a good dude. You've helped us out so much. Yeah.
No, I don't want to do it.
It's all good.
I'm just saying at the end of the day, like, they're like, oh man, how come you don't fire back? I'm like, because I'm 41.
You don't have to.
But I'm also 41 with kids, and also I'm not so insecure. Like, that stuff does not get to me.
And you know what you could do to
I also live in the real world, so
Yeah.
it's like, there's this noise where if that goes away and the reality hits, and they were walking the studio right now.
Which they would never do, man.
But of course not. That's why I'm good.
Yeah,
let's say for whatever reason, they got to feather up their ass, and their boys are like, have a couple shots, man. That one time you land that shot on that dude from Clemson, you do that on Schaub, that's cool. I will fuck you up.
We know this, man. We know this.
But they don't, though.
No, I think they do.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
But
they also know, like, I don't entertain. Like, again, I'm 41. I'm not going to entertain in a Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook beef. You know, it's like, what? For what? I've never entertained it. Would my ratings be higher? Would I be further along in podcasting? Maybe. I just don't like it. It's just not what I do. And I also don't have a mean bone in my body.
I know. That's the reason why.
Like, if I saw Steve or insert whoever that's talk shit about me, I'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I would be cool with them. I'd be willing to guarantee they'd be cool with me. And then if they weren't, that's where we go into the real world.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a flex. You could have got your black belt. Maybe you could have won Golden Gloves. Maybe you could have been a top 10 heavyweight in the world. Maybe if you dedicated your time to it like I did, that's not a flex. That's just what I decided to do. You probably could have done that. You probably could have figured it out. I don't know. But the facts are, I did. I have this set of skills that I still work on. And the set of skills is not for Twitter. It's not for Instagram. It's not for Facebook. Those set of skills are for when I'm with my kids and I'm at a car show.
Something happens.
And you pop off. Yep. And then those skills, while you were busy chugging beer or whatever you're doing or shooting YouTube videos, those are your skills. These skills are going to fuck you up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I don't want to. I would never. Have I ever in the entire... You ever seen me be aggressive with anybody?
Dude, I've been with you on tour. And then sometimes people get aggressive and you're always like,
never.
Chill, yeah.
Never.
It's all good.
I would never.
No, yeah.
Never.
Man, those tweets got to him bad. Hopefully SteveWillDoIt sees this and keeps dunking on him. I'm easy to get to. Well, yeah, clearly, Steve got to you good and deep. But at the end of the day, he could beat you up. Because that's what Bappa does. Because he's an effing buffoon. You know, still a meth head to the core and can't understand why people hate him so much. The whole condescending bullshit. I don't want to fight you, but if that's what you want to do, even though I have 200 pounds on you, so obviously I wouldn't mind doing it. Notice how that's always what it goes to in any beef he has. Never intellectual arguments or well thought out responses. Just, I can beat you up though, so I'm right. And folks, this is why he has no friends. I'm talking about Brendan right now. He only has people that hang around him who are on a payroll. Schaub can't handle getting made fun of. That's why he has to threaten violence all the time. He even brings up how people in the comedy and trucking world or scene can't beat him up. I mean, what the hell kind of a mindset is that? And you got Chin over there trying to defend Bappa. Oh, Brendan, you're a good guy. You would never do that. It reminds me of Brian Callen always defending how good of a guy Brendan is. Oh, he's a nice guy. However, there's no evidence of this mongoloid being a good person. And just keep in mind, Brendan's only threatening violence because he knows he's bigger. Any hint of criticism causes him to fold and then turn to violence and threatening. It's the bully mentality. SteveWillDoIt is way more famous and successful than Bappa, and all Steve ever did was be an alcoholic. Also, the classic, he hurts my feelings so I want to beat him up to prove how he didn't hurt my feelings while bitching about it on his podcast. What are we doing here, Bappa? The extensive background in football had me in tears, one of the 1,000, so thank him. I'd rather light him up with my words. It's funny how this statement from dipshit Brendan Schaub goes out the window once his fragile little ego gets hurt. The conclusion is SteveWillDoIt really hurt Brendan's feelings with a few tweets. Schaub is a really salty soy boy. Now he's talking about beating him up like it's middle school because he got his redacted feelings hurt. I mean, holy shit, Bappa has the brain of a child. Yeah, what a loser. And Brendan, you're not a failed comedian? Excuse me? You resorted to I can beat you up instead of roasting Stevie. Now that's just pathetic. But I'd like to know what you think, so let me know in the comments down below because that's what truly matters even though we don't matter. But hey guys, do me a huge favor, hit that like button and the subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also push the notification bell so you know when new videos come out. Thank you so much everybody for watching. I'm so grateful and appreciative of everybody. But I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a great weekend.
Like, but the Balenciaga one, Jesus Christ.